I want to think this isn't intentional, Christo, but this is pretty savage.
William and Kate are furious with Harry and Meghan. Ever since Harry and Meghan moved to the US, William and Kate have been left with all their royal family work, and it's having a serious effect on their marriage. But why doesn't Charles do anything to help them lighten the workload? And what exactly does this mean for Kate and William's future? Could they be headed for divorce? It's no secret that William and Kate are two of the busiest members of the royal family. They're also some of the highest ranking among the royals, so they're also needed at the most places and events. That was definitely true even before Harry and Meghan left the family and moved to the US. But when they did, it was like everything came crashing down for William and Kate, because even though they were busy before, they still managed to lead a pretty good family life. They could just spend time together with their kids as a family. And on a good day, they probably even had some time to spend alone, just the two of them. But then Harry and Meghan left, and that made William and Kate's lives much more complicated and messy. Now they don't have any time for each other. They're just working and stressed all the time. And rumor has it they've been growing apart because of it. The thing is, Harry and Meghan left behind a whole lot of royal family work to be done. After they got married, the two of them were working royals for a while. But obviously, we all know that wasn't really working for Meghan. She was really struggling with being a working royal and even living alongside the royal family in England. And eventually, it all escalated so much that she and Harry ended up leaving the family and moving to the US. We've all heard that story 1,000 times before, but what doesn't get talked about that much is the effect this had on William and Kate. Because obviously, Harry and Meghan were handling a pretty big workload as working royals. This was mostly appearing at events, meeting important people, and visiting foreign countries. But when they stopped being working royals, it's not like all of their responsibilities weren't there anymore. Somebody still had to go to the events, meet the people, and visit the countries as a representative of the royal family. And with a lot of these things, it ended up being William and Kate who had to turn up. Normally, all of the royal workload gets divided between all the working royals, but Harry and Meghan leaving kind of threw a spanner in the works. It was going to take a while for the family to adjust, and someone had to pick up the slack right away. And unfortunately for William and Kate, their position in the royal family was just the most similar to Harry and Meghan's. It made sense that they should be the ones to take Harry and Meghan's place in a lot of their engagements. And maybe at first, it looked like this would just be a temporary thing, only until the workload could be distributed more evenly between the other royal members. Or maybe until there were some new working family members to help out. It would make sense after all to bring in someone new, not a complete stranger obviously. It's not like the royal family was going to hold interviews to pick out a new royal from the public, but there are plenty of royals who are definitely members of the family but aren't working royals. It would make sense for some of them to start working for the family now that Harry and Meghan have left. For example, Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice along with their husbands. They're cousins with Harry and William and are also pretty close in age to them. They would be the perfect replacement as working royals. Obviously they have different jobs of their own, so everything would take a while to set up. And maybe they wouldn't even want to give up their lives to become working royals. Who knows? But in that case, there's still plenty of other candidates within the royal ranks who could take Harry and Meghan's place. But as it turns out, none of that actually ended up happening. After Harry and Meghan quit, no new working royals got added to the lineup. No one was brought in to help William and Kate with some of that work. But why wouldn't the royal family just bring in someone new when William and Kate were obviously struggling? The answer to that is actually pretty simple. It's because Charles's whole long-term plan is actually to have fewer working royals. He calls it slimming down the monarchy, and he's been working toward it for a while now. When Harry and Meghan left, Queen Elizabeth was still the one in charge. And you would think maybe she would have helped them out, but she and Charles must have been discussing the future plans. And she wasn't going to spoil it all for him by hiring more family members as working royals that he would then have to deal with. So William and Kate were just left to deal with all that extra work alone. And since then, Charles has actually fired 2 family members from their positions as working royals. So there's probably even more workload for William and Kate now. And according to an insider source close to them, things aren't looking so good for them. They've had to work twice as hard for years now, and it's apparently been taking a toll on their marriage. Because of all the work, they've just not had any time for each other. And from the outside, they might look like the perfect royal couple, but even their relationship will suffer if they aren't there for each other and if they don't put in the effort. And the thing is, they just haven't had the time for that. Between all of the work and having 3 young kids to look after, it's just not been possible. And according to the source, their relationship issues have been getting worse and worse. Sometimes it apparently feels like they're being torn apart, pulled in 2 different directions away from each other. There's just so much pressure on them all the time. And it's only a matter of time until something breaks and everything falls apart for them. And this whole situation also can't be any good for their kids, because they definitely have to be feeling the weight of it all too. William and Kate might be able to make some time for the kids, even if they don't have any time for each other, but it's still going to be less than it used to. And their kids will definitely notice that. It seems like their whole family might be about to fall apart because of this. But does that mean we're about to see the consequences? Will William and Kate end up getting a divorce because of all this? Obviously, there's no way of knowing for sure with what's coming in the future. But I really think that William and Kate's relationship might be in danger here, although that's just my opinion. But they also have many reasons to try and keep going. William is now first in line for the throne, and there's a lot of pressure for him and Kate to have the perfect marriage because they'll be the next king and queen. It would definitely take a lot for them to actually get a divorce. They wouldn't end their relationship over just anything. We'll just have to see if the situation is serious enough. But regardless, the two of them must be pretty mad at Harry and Meghan for leaving like that. But apparently, Harry and Meghan aren't feeling very positive toward William and Kate either right now. And it's all because of something William did that they're really jealous about, because it looks like William and Kate might be expanding into the US soon. William has applied for a US trademark called the Royal Foundation of the Prince and Princess of Wales. The Prince and Princess of Wales are obviously him and Kate, but it's all about the reason why they might want to have that trademark registered. It could mean that they're going to be more of a presence in the US soon. And that's something Harry and Meghan are probably not happy about, because if William and Kate expand to the US, they're going to get all the opportunities that Harry and Meghan would want for themselves. William being the heir to the English throne is going to open all those doors for them, and Harry and Meghan will likely be left behind in the dust. But at the same time, expanding to the US would definitely mean even more work for William and Kate, and it just doesn't sound like they can handle that right now. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think William and Kate's relationship is about to fall apart? Let me know in the comments below.